Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on Evening Plus. We told you a little over a year ago about the closing of a Grand Rapids elementary school, the Stocking Elementary School building. Well, now there's some folks here in our community that want to turn that building into something new, a community hub, including so many different kinds of resources for folks on the west side and across the city to benefit from. So I'm joined now here in studio by Dee Jones and Annette Vandenberg. She's the executive director of the West Grand Neighborhood Organization. Guys, thanks so much for being here. You reached out to me about this project. It's really just getting off the ground, but you're talking to all the right players and trying to really add something to our community that's going to benefit a lot of people, kids, adults, everybody. Whoever wants to, answer questions, feel free. Where did this idea come from? Why do this?
This idea started long before my tenure at West Grand, which is almost 10 years. And it's always been this idea or dream for the neighborhood to have a place to call home. And there's always been this overlap of different services that various nonprofits provided. And we've always kind of shared a space. Back when Steepletown was at the Convent House right off of Davis there, they had a lot of other nonprofits working in there. And there was even talk about West Grand moving in there at one time. And that didn't happen because we found out that they were going to close that and demolish that for the parking lot. And then when we had to move, we figured it out. But it's always figuring it out, and it would be so great just to have a space for our nonprofit partners to just be able to call home on a more permanent basis.
Yeah.
And it's always something that's been talked about. Back when we had the old Y building, now it's Victory on Leonard. It was talked about then. So it's, like I said, it was long before I came to work for West Grand. But the board back then said, yes, this is something we want to continue to do. We want West Grand to, because what does the neighborhood look like without West Grand? And what the reality is loss of connection, loss of neighbors being able to connect well. And so we're always having new people move in, and West Grand's always been the place where people can come and get information for various resources, various issues that they face. So that's where it kind of started from, and this partnership is where I originally met Dee. He was working at Steepletown, and one of their internship programs was workforce development. And so we've been able to work together a lot the last 10 years.
Yeah, and so this is really just getting off the ground for you guys at this point. We've got a photo of what you guys kind of envision this may look like, and maybe it's, at Stocking, maybe it's not. It's really just an idea that you'd like to find a space for. Dee, from your perspective, what are you hoping something like this would just add to our community, or what's missing right now that this is going to kind of fill the void?
I think it's getting to the core root of the social issues that's affecting society, especially our local community. They say, like, politics and a lot of the issues are, start locally. And I feel like we have a disconnect of our billionaires, our government, our business community, and this is an opportunity for all of us to come together as a community locally for something that we all care about, which is the community, to be hands-on. So from the business chambers to the city government, to the county government, state, federal government, to our billionaires that have influence, on different things, whether it's politicians and things like that. So, it's really for all of us to come together, all of us to put our differences aside and come together for the common collective of the social good of the community, especially through these unprecedented times. We need leadership, and we need people that care about the community and not the things that don't bring us together, and hopefully the common good of, the social issues that need to be solved. The people that care about it, whether it's the business community, the people that are Democrats or Republicans. Hopefully we can find those common grounds and that bipartisanship for the community and all of those different communities and fix those issues. So it's just bigger than community, but actually leading and pioneering. Here across the United States, the city of GR is a vital community to, presidential elections, to politics, and just business overall. And so we have a vital community role to play here, and I believe that we need to step up and pioneer as an entire community. So that's just how I feel about that.
Yeah, some powerful drivers here for wanting to add this to our community. And so I know right now there's a lot of moving parts. You guys, are kind of dipping your toes in a lot of different ponds as far as getting this off the ground. You wanted to come on the show and talk about this just to get the word out right now, because this is going to be a big project, big undertaking, and you want the community to know about it and to be involved. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's really important as a neighborhood organizer to make sure that we're doing something with the community and not
Yes.
for or to the community.
Yeah.
And so getting their input, getting their feedback, a lot of the things that I've heard when walking the neighborhood, walking the streets around the old Stocking School is, we don't want to see the building torn down. We don't want to see it get overdeveloped. We want to see something where we can come together as a community like we used to. We used to have block parties there. We used to have National Night Out there. Just all these like summer and spring festivals, things like that, that were just more neighborhood, not large scale, but just where neighbors could come together.
Yeah.
And that's been missing this past year with the school being closed. And neighbors are really excited. I thought I'd get some pushback, and I'm not getting pushback, which is a little weird. But they're like, no, we really love this idea. And I'm like, but why do you trust West Grand to do it? And they're like, because you've been a trusted partner for 50 years as an organization. And I was like, okay, thank you for that honor, because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's my predecessors and there's all the people that came before me to do this work. And so having my master's in social work, it's really important to listen to people and ask them what they want to do about it. How would they like to problem solve it? And Kind Hearts Bloom, which is another person that's been on your program, they would do, what they do is they take the areas where there's lawn and they would turn it into a garden or maybe an orchard or some raised beds that would be ADA accessible. So then we're talking about food sovereignty and helping people to not just transform their yard, but maybe transform the neighborhood. And right now, our pollinators need places to go. And so it's solving like two issues at once. It's helping with food sovereignty and it's helping our environment.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, the bonus, the icing on the top, I guess, is people are coming together.
Yeah.
And they're learning how to care for themselves. So they're moving from a survival mode to a thriving mode. And you can thrive on a little bit, and you can thrive when there's a lot of love.
Yeah.
You may not have a lot, but if you have just enough to be content. And so this is really a movement to help people move from surviving to thriving, even if it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
And bringing all these services together. We know that if we wrap services around our families that are living in this neighborhood, because 40% of them live in poverty, this is a neighborhood of focus, we know that if we can wrap around them, we can help them stabilize and help and bring in, like your previous guest, mental health. We can bring in doulas and lactation consultants and help reduce the infant-child morbidity rates that are happening. Not that we're still in a decline, that's great, but we got to keep it there. You got to keep the gas pedal down and bring in arts and bring in Jump Ahead, which is a program for kids to do esports and to do basketball and all of those other wonderful things, because it's about the whole community, not just little pieces.
I love it. Yeah, just a focal point for everybody. Dee, I'll let you kind of wrap it up here. You know, where do we go from here? This is a big undertaking, a big project. You know, you guys have a lot of work ahead of you, even though you're already working so hard at this point, you know, conceptually. What do you want people to know just moving forward and how they can support this?
First off, I gotta give a shout out to the community and everybody that supports it, from the school board to every branch of government to our business community and the billionaires. But it's really us getting a banking account to actually go after the funds that, you know, the foundations and billionaires and potentially other governments have for us, and being sure that, you know, we do everything right with high integrity and character, because these are other people's funds and it's going specifically to this project. Also, just happy to actually have an esports lab. You know, I've been an esports and gaming pioneer. We actually have people in the NBA that are looking to try to do hybrid events, so actually come to the community hub, do some basketball camps and esports camps. So we'll also be able to help the community build digital equity through the streaming platform Party. I actually just got paid $1,000 today as an official streamer. And so we'll actually be able to bring digital equity where students, young people, adults, senior citizens that have a passion for gaming are potentially streaming, regardless of their age, background, or ethnicity. They'll be able to come and actually build digital equity and actually earn something. So got a lot of different steps, still got committee work to do, still got the capital campaign, which the GR Chambers is looking at to help us do. And so we got a large undertaking to go, but we got the community support, and just super excited to really pioneer and, you know, show America, the United States, the United Nations, you know, the country what we can do here.
Yes, I love that. I love that. All right, and we're going to, of course, continue to follow this project. You know, it can take time to achieve something like this, but we'll follow along, and can't wait to see what this could very well become here in our city. And it's really exciting. I appreciate you guys coming in to talk about it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Part of
Julie.
this project includes 1/4 of it being dedicated to affordable housing. We're looking at that 30 to 80%
love that.
AMI. So really, truly wrap around.
Yeah, and I love that you're with the community. You're not just throwing something into a community. You're developing it alongside it, which I think is so important.
So the other way the community can help is serve on one of the committees for this project.
Okay, there you
If
go.
you'd like to serve on the committee, Dee Jones is the chair. Contact me or contact Annette Vandenberg, and she'll get you in contact with me to actually help build this project for the community.
Awesome. Annette and Dee, thanks so much for coming in. This is such a great initiative. I can't wait to see where this goes for you guys and for the rest of our city. It sounds really awesome. Thank you so much.